Hello, my name is Abigail and welcome back to Polyglot Progress. Today I am here with Natalia.
Hi, my name's Natalia and I've been making videos about learning Korean for 4.5 years now.
And I have been making videos about learning languages and language learning for 5 years now. And I've been on YouTube for 10 or 11 years now. So we've been doing this a little while.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
So today we're gonna go through some assumptions that you guys sent in about what it's like to be a language YouTuber. And we're gonna let you know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Alright, so assumption number 1 is that your life looks more organized online than it actually is.
Yes, it definitely looks more organized, I guess, on YouTube than in real life, but that's mainly because I don't share my whole life on YouTube. Some things I want to keep private, and so I can't say, like, but I won't be studying next week at all because I have this event or something.
My first initial response to reading this was like, does my life look that organized online? Like, I feel like at least for me, I'm not like a study YouTuber that's like, I am super productive and live a super productive, organized life.
That girl.
Like, I feel like I come across as kind of chaotic.
Is it bad if I say I get that vibe from your channel?
That's the thing is, sometimes I feel like my channel actually makes it look more chaotic than it is. Because I feel like either way, it's more of one thing than it is in real life. Like, I think there's a balance of organization and chaos in my life, but like probably when it's teetering ever so slightly more towards chaos in a YouTube video, it might seem like it's
Not
super
that.
stressful and super chaotic because that's like the bits that you're getting of my life. Whereas, like, if I'm having, like, a really productive time, it might seem like my life is super organized, but maybe, like, I'm being productive, but I also obviously have other stuff going on, so.
It's just that 1 hour. Assumption number 2. You feel pressure to always be productive.
Yes, but not as much as I used to. I feel like when I first, like, became a part of the, like, study tube, study blur kind of community, like, I think I felt more pressure to be productive and be the level of productive it seemed like everyone else was being. And I also feel like just within myself, I had a lot more feelings of feeling the need to be productive all the time and feeling bad when I wasn't productive that I've, like, kind of worked through now as I've gotten older.
The guilt.
Yeah, like, I feel like that guilt used to be, like, way worse, especially because I discovered this kind of community when I was still in high school.
I feel like in high school my homework took me longer than it was supposed to, just because I was like, but what if I do if I had to have actual free time?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I feel like it was like I was so conditioned to be working all the time that I had trouble relaxing, and I think
That's a good point.
as I've gotten older, I've gotten better with that, so I feel less pressure to be productive now. I can look at other people studying and be like, no, I'm tired, I'm not gonna study.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
but I think probably there is an added level of pressure because
Yeah.
I feel like I have to be studying so I can make videos about studying languages, and like there is a level of comparison. I think I always try not to compare myself to other people, but like I think it's hard to not see other people's videos or posts and somewhat be like, this person's better than me or more productive than me or whatever.
I would say yes, but not really necessarily on YouTube, more like on Instagram, because we have the stories. So there are accounts that will like post like footage or content of themselves studying like frequently, and then there's me, and I'm like, there's no study content on my stories for like a week, and I'll be like, now I need to actually, like, I am a study account on Instagram, so I need to like actually do that, but I feel the guilt stuff too.
Your aesthetic study clips are actually fake. You're just pretending to study for the video.
Yes and no.
Yeah, my answer is yes and no as well.
Sometimes I'll be editing a video, like I've already like have all the organic footage, let's call it that, like from real study sessions, and I'll realize, oh my gosh, I talked about this part of my study routine or of this book during a review, but I don't have any footage of it. So I will go back and I will either fake study or I will restudy that portion just so I can have footage.
Yeah, I do that same thing. Like, I know, I think it was my How I Work Through Textbooks video that I posted recently. The footage in that isn't real studying. Like, I took out textbooks and specifically like wrote down, like, I need a clip of me writing down vocabulary. I need a shot of me like flipping through. I need to show certain sections of the book. I faked an italki call for that video as well. Like, there's a me like speaking with a tutor and I'm fully just talking to myself. But I don't like fake like my vlogs. They are me actually studying, but if it's for a video and I'm like mentioning how I study something, either I had a study session planned doing that and so I made a point to film during it, or it's totally fake.
But I would like to share, we do that because it's hard to be productive when you're trying to get different angles of your book. It's really hard to actually focus on studying when you're filming. Like, study vlogs, I enjoy making them, but I get so much less done. Because I'm like, I need this, and I need that, and I need this, and I need that.
Yeah, that's why my, like, study vlogs are, like, over the course of a month, because it means that when I sit down to study, I record for usually, like, the first minute or two of my study session, or the last minute or two, but I usually try to do the first so I have it out of the way, and then I just focus on studying, because, if you're getting a lot of different angles, like, you're focused on the angles instead of the actually studying.
You were raised bilingual in childhood/teenagehood.
No.
No?
No.
No. No. We're monolinguals by birth.
Yeah, and I feel like that was my, like, language learner origin story. Like, I was not raised bilingual, and when I was a kid, I was super mad at my parents about that. Like, I remember I was obsessed with the Muzzy commercials at, like, age 6. And was super mad that my parents didn't raise me bilingual and didn't buy me Muzzy. And I felt like I was too old to learn another language at age 6. And so I was like, I want to speak another language. I thought my friends that had a language they spoke at home were, like, so cool. I was like, I want to do that. And so literally age 8, I got Muzzy tapes from the library and spent my summer trying to learn Italian. It didn't work.
You were too old.
Yeah, I was obviously too old, aged 8.
See, okay, both my parents speak Spanish, but they did not teach me Spanish. I didn't even realize foreign languages were a thing until I was like 10 or 11. I remember I would say random words in Spanish, like, to my classmates, and they had no idea what I was saying. And I remember just thinking, like, why don't you understand me? Like, I was like, how do they not know this word? Like, liga, like in Spanish, like a hairband. I'd be like, oh, do you have a liga? And they'd be like, what's a liga?
Oh.
And I just thought, like, they were incompetent. Like, it didn't become a thing to me until maybe, like, 6th grade. Because in my house, we speak Spanglish.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
to
it
me,
like
it wasn't...
Do you feel like you would have been as interested in learning Korean or another language if you'd been raised bilingual?
I don't know. I want to... I don't know. I can't say. I don't know.
I mean, there's no way of knowing, but I do wonder for myself, just since so much of seemingly what pulled me to languages was me as a kid being, like, spiteful that I wasn't raised bilingual. Like, I wonder if I'd been raised bilingual, I would have just been like, okay, languages are a thing. But I don't know, maybe I still would have been interested. But maybe it is spite that led me here.
Right.
A lot of footage in your target language is learned off of to create an illusion of fast progress, which I would interpret as, like, you maybe script out or, like, look up words for progress updates, or, like, kind of teach yourself things for your progress updates, so that way you can, like, I guess learn that content in the future, but mainly to make it seem like you know more than you do in the language.
I plan out all my videos, including, like, what I'm gonna say, like, not down to the word, but since I do that in English, I don't see a problem with doing that in Korean, because that's exactly what I do in English. So if there's a word I don't know, I'm gonna look it up, but I don't think I've ever done it to, like, look more fluent. It's like, I literally, like, I know that word now. All the words that I've used in like, making a video in Korean, I know those words now. Yeah. Hopefully you don't take that the wrong way, but it's because I planned out the video so that I don't get stuck and then have to refilm it.
So I don't, but I almost wish that I did, because I tend to not plan out my, like, progress update videos, because for some reason I feel like it's, like,
fake,
being false about my level. But I do plan out what I say in my English speaking videos, because I feel like otherwise when I'm editing, I, like, regret that I didn't say a certain thing or word something a certain way. But I won't do that for target language videos, because I'm afraid that it's, like,
I used to feel like that.
Doing something that isn't my actual level, but I feel like all of my progress updates seem like I'm almost at a lower level than I actually am at, because, like, I am not speaking the way that I speak English in videos, and also, like, how I would speak in a conversation. But I don't even think it's creating an illusion of fast progress, because, like you said, once you do that, you know the words.
Yeah, I mean, I participated in a Korean speech contest back September, October of 2020, and that they told us to memorize it. It's a speech contest, so it's in full Korean, it's advanced level Korean. So I did that, and now I know it by heart. I could do it right here, right now.
Yeah.
But, like, it helped me kind of like switch out the words in other conversations because I know now the grammar to express a certain idea.
I do look up words in the video though. If I pause and I'm like, how do I say pencil or whatever, I will like quickly look it up and then be like, there it is. But again, I've learned that word then, so it's not like an illusion of progress because now I know how to say pencil or whatever it is. So
so either you believe us or you don't.
Yeah.
You study every day.
No. No, and I hope my videos don't give
off that vibe.
The vibe that I do, because I definitely don't.
I'm just like, I hope that I study like one when I want to and one when I have time. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not gonna try and squeeze it into anything just to study.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's just unproductive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if I feel rested and good to study, like maybe I don't really want to study, but I have time and I know I should, then I'll do it.
Like that's one thing I learned doing the Add One challenge like in 2016. I studied every single day for I think it was at least 45 minutes. And like by the end, it was like I had just started my freshman year of college and I was like trying to just be a freshman in college while also like making sample sentences and meeting with tutors, and like I hated it in the end.
Yeah, no. I can't imagine like studying Korean every single day.
Yeah.
I would come to hate Korean, honestly.
I mean, I think that it crushed some of, like, I still love Bulgarian, but I think it's only because I took, like, a pause and, like, knew that I felt burnt out and knew that I wasn't feeling that love because of the way that I had studied and not the language itself. Yeah. But, like, I think that I may have a nice pure love if I hadn't had done that to myself.
Self-induced burnout.
Yeah. Well, this one kind of relates to what we were saying earlier. You script all your videos.
Yes, but it's not like word for word. It's like bullet points because, like Abigail said earlier, I will easily forget something that I wanted to mention or a tip or a resource. And sometimes I just turn on the camera and then I blank. Yeah. And we both go on tangents. So without a script, you would not watch our videos probably because they go all over the place. Or at least mine go crazy.
I definitely plan out what I want to say. Either like bullet points or like sometimes I'll end up writing a paragraph out and then I don't read the paragraph word for word. But like I'll read that paragraph and be like, okay, that's what I'm gonna say. And then I talk through that exact point. But it is because otherwise the way that I ramble is like I start off and then I talk about something else and then I come full circle and say the first thing over again. I would make the video so much longer. I do too. Especially for videos because I feel like I want to know that all the things I want to say are there. Yes. So then, like, I say the same thing 8 times, and I don't need to. So if I plan it out, it makes the filming process not take 3 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I think if you compared the video to the actual script, they would not be the same. Yeah. Ideas are the same, but the wording and stuff is not the same. We're not just very good actresses. We're just have notes.
Not at all. You can tell when I'm reading things. There's been 1 or 2 videos that are me reading something exactly, and like I've grown to hate even those pieces because you can tell so clearly, or at least I can. Oh yeah. And like it feels so fake to me, even though they're my words. It's not like someone gave me a script to read, but if I write something down and then read it out, it's awful. But not all my videos. Like I said, my like progress updates aren't scripted. Oh yeah. Other than maybe like at most sometimes I'll have written about stuff similar to what I want to talk about in the video before, and then I guess that's the script, but it's really a journal entry that's very similar progress updates, which has happened. So I guess you could say that I kind of script those, but it's not. I don't read it though, so yeah.
I was just thinking, my Korean study vlogs, those aren't scripted because I'm like studying.
Yeah, my vlogs aren't scripted either, so. Yeah. And even, like, more casual things. Like, I filmed one recently about, like, books I want to read, and that one was unscripted, but I guess it's scripted in the fact that I had the books set aside, though, so.
Well, I hope you had the books set aside.
I wasn't like, also this one. Yeah.
That one in the corner.
The scripting for it isn't, like, a script exactly. It is, but it's not, like, then you will say this, then you'll laugh. Then you'll like I don't put in like any like offhanded jokes I make too aren't written into the script. Like that's me.
Oh, I've done that, but I've only done that for sponsored videos where they want to read the script before I even film.
That makes sense, yeah.
That's the only time. But then it takes me really long to film that actual video because I get confused on like where am I in the script? I don't know because now it's not just me. It's like they approved something. So now I need to make sure that's what I give them. Yeah, I don't like giving scripts
Yeah.
Because it makes the filming process harder. You're afraid sometimes that someone will judge the way you speak a foreign language.
Like on YouTube or in general?
How about both?
I guess my answer is yes to both. But I feel like almost more so on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm not, okay, for speaking Korean, I'm not scared to speak Korean to, like, someone in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is my level.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to communicate. But for YouTube, I get scared just because I know the kind of mean comments I can get based on what I've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never been a Korean person. It's always someone that's learning Korean. And they'll
Yeah.
say something like, oh, your accent is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, da-da-da. Or, oh, your pronunciation was wrong.
There are definitely times where it, like, dawns on me how many people watch this channel. And I'm like...
And not everyone that thinks negatively of your speaking ability leaves a comment.
Yeah, that's also true.
They could
I just
like...
don't think about that, but now I
Oh. My bad. Sorry. They're just seeing a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
And they don't see all the things you can do.
Yeah.
So it just like, when you're like, that's not even true.
Yeah.
And then you can't.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard with YouTube too because the only way to show your level and share your level online is like on YouTube is through speaking. But like there's no way for people to know what my reading comprehension is like or any of those things, and also no way to know what I'm like in conversations. Like I do feel like me speaking with a tutor and like having a chat, my level is different in all my languages than
Mine's
me just
higher.
rambling to a camera for a long time. But I definitely have at least a little bit of a fear. But that's also because I'm an anxious person who fears those things in general.
I don't know. I get nervous because I know, like, for me, I've been studying Korean for 5.5 years. I had to do math. So people have certain expectations of what my speaking should be.
Yeah.
Even though, I don't know, I've gotten comments that, like, people are like, you've been learning for this long and you still can't speak like a native. I'm like, no. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me really anxious. Whenever I post any video that's fully in Korean, I get really anxious. And, like, I can't look at the comments right away because it gets me all scared and shaky. Like, actually shaky.
I feel like that's what it really comes down to, is I actually feel like people are gonna devalue what my channel is because of the way that I speak after a certain amount of time and what they expect that my level should be after that time. I think it is like people's expectations are the problem for me.
Yeah, not meeting the...
Even though, like, I would never watch someone's video and be like, it's been 5.5 years, Natalia.
Okay, listen. I didn't study for 2 of those years, alright? Leave me alone.
That's the other thing, too, is it's like, people are like, it's been so long for your German, why is it like this? And it's like, I didn't study for all that time.
Yeah.
I'm a busy little bee.
Yeah.
Sorry.
College. I had life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, leave me alone.
You buy certain textbooks because they're popular and not because you need them.
I buy textbooks that are popular because I will get so many questions on what I think about them, if I think they're good for self-studiers, if I can review them, things like that. So it's not really, I'm buying them because they're trendy. I'm buying them because I'm getting asked to review them or asked to share my thoughts on them. So I'm like, all right, I'll take one for the team. I will buy it and I will use it and then I will share my thoughts on it with the world.
I definitely know my answer is no, because when I read this question, in my head I was like, what textbooks are popular for the languages I'm studying? Like, I didn't even know.
Oh.
I feel like for, like, Spanish and a couple other languages, like, it's like
so
the
many
teach yourself
books.
books are popular, but they're popular for all of the languages they have. I have Japanese textbooks. I haven't started studying it yet, but, like, when I bought the Genki books, like, they're popular. But I also looked into, like, what textbooks are good for beginners and like kind of cross-compared some of those popular ones and found the one that felt like it would be the best for me. So I guess maybe it influences what I buy in the sense of like I had heard a lot about these books, so it maybe steers me to like when I see them I'm like, oh, that's what I'll do. But it's not like I'm not buying them because they're popular, not because I don't need them. Like it's like I'm looking for a textbook and then if things are popular, I'm definitely more likely to buy it or look at it because I've heard positive things about it or I've seen it, so I know to kind of like research it.
They're popular for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's why I look into it.
I wouldn't say I've ever bought a book because I'm like, this is popular, like I'm gonna get it.
I have. There's multiple. Yeah, for sure. I'm like, everybody keeps talking about this book. I guess I'll get it too.
You wish people knew that making videos is a lot of work.
Yes. There are some times where I will get like a request for a certain video and I'll get it over and over and over again on like across my channel, like all within the same day. Or they'll wait for the next upload and they'll put that comment, and then the next upload they'll put that same comment. Yeah. And I understand, but it's just like it's on the upload plan, but I can only film one video a week, like most of the time. Each of my videos takes anywhere between 20 to 40 hours to film, plan, and edit. So
yeah,
I don't have that kind of time to be making extra ones. So if I have a plan and it's already been filmed, that video's not coming to you for another like 2 to 3 months. And then with sponsors, usually they want a week turnaround, which is not gonna happen. So I wish they realized that it takes a lot longer to make a video. And like research too. A lot of the requested videos require research. Like, what are the best textbooks for this? I'm like, well, I only have 2, so I gotta go look at what the other ones are and then see if I even like them.
Definitely videos take a lot of work, and I don't think people always know how much time and effort and energy they take. I don't know if I've ever been like, I wish you knew. Like, I don't know how often. But I guess when you're saying that, like, there are circumstances, like definitely people have reached out about sponsored things and been like, you will do this for free and it'll be a 40-minute long video with this and this and this, and it has to be done this week and like all those things, and I'm like, no.
No.
Like, definitely I just haven't done those.
Yeah.
Like I haven't done that many sponsored videos in general, but like I definitely think that there have been a lot of brands that have approached me and had really unrealistic expectations for what a video takes to make.
Like, just for this video, it took a lot of time to plan out.
Yeah.
Video calls and sitting here.
Yeah, and I'd say this is one of the videos that took me the least amount of time to plan, because it is so much just like, we're just gonna talk normally.
So it's not like, I wish everybody knew I'm such a hard worker. It's more just like, please understand I'm a human and I can't pump these videos out like 24/7 or the moment you request it.
I feel bad when then I'm like, I can't make a video this week or whatever, and so I, in that sense, wish that people got that like, sometimes I'm not posting a video and it's not that I'm like, nah, not gonna do it this week. It's just like, it does take me 40 more hours on top of my 40 hours a week job to make this video, so.
And we're study YouTubers. Which means we actually have to study. We have to study in order to make content. Yeah. So it's like 40 hours a week at work, then resting time, then filming, and then studying time so we can film something. And then we have friends we would like to hang out with. Yeah. I mean, when it's like safe,
other
but like
hobbies and things. Yeah. You don't actually use all the resources you mention in your videos.
Is it bad that I had to think about it? There are definitely videos where I've shared resources, but I think I made it pretty clear that I was just doing like a broad overview. Like if I think the apps video that I made like in December of 2020, I don't use all those apps regularly. It was more like, you guys have been asking me to look at apps, so I went through a ton of apps, I played around with all of them, and then these were my like top apps that I would say like, okay, if you really want an app, these are the 5 that I would suggest looking at. With regard to textbooks and other resources, no. Yeah. I use everything that I said that I'm using. Yeah. Maybe in like a textbook haul, I said I was going to use something and then I never got to it, but nothing that I've ever said I was using was something that I didn't use.
I think I've maybe mentioned things before being like, I know a lot of people like this, but I've never used it. But again, not things that I've been like, you should definitely go and buy this exact Spanish book. Love it so much.
That would also come to bite us in the butt later. Because I'm sure we would forget that we even said anything about that book.
It's true.
We would make another video, be like, well, I only used X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And then you'd be like, but didn't you say?
Yeah. I'd be like, I've never used this before. And people would be like, excuse me? The answer to pretty much all these is like, I haven't lied about it. And I think you're right that like, if I did, you'd know pretty quickly because I would simply forget. Yeah. It's so much easier to tell the truth.
It's so much easier because you don't forget like I mean, you could forget, but like you're less likely to forget what you actually
like with progress updates too, like if I lie about that, if one of you ever speaks to me someday, like you're gonna find out real fast.
Yeah. Like, yeah. There's no point. It's just gonna make me look really bad later if I were to lie today.
Yeah.
No, we don't do
That's
that.
so much to keep track of. Why would I lie?
It's annoying being asked the same questions over and over again. Maybe sometimes, but only when I've just answered that question. For example, it usually only happens on like a Q&A on Instagram. So I will be replying to questions as it's going, and I try to do a Q&A every 2 weeks on Instagram. So if I literally just answered that question a few days ago, and then I get one, I have to like take a deep breath and I'll wait to respond to it. Yeah, I have to wait to respond to it, but I'll still answer it because I understand, like, for my channel, I'm getting about 1,000 subscribers every week.
Wow.
Those 1,000 people aren't gonna know that I don't speak Spanish.
You're my stomach girl.
But yeah, those 1,000 people aren't gonna know that I don't speak Spanish or that I'm not interested in other languages. So I understand why. It's just sometimes I would be like, not the same person. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you've never been able to get that vibe from me. The shorter the question, the more likely I am to get annoyed. I know that sounds really bad. I'm gonna ruin my image right now. But like if it's like, why Korean? Or
Natalia
like
Garza exposed.
Oh my god!
That's the title of this video.
No.
It's an expose.
No.
Scripting her videos, faking study content, not using the textbooks. Just kidding, you said you didn't do that.
I Buying textbooks because they're popular.
Buying popular textbooks, being annoyed, hating her loyal subscribers.
No! I already lost my train of thought because I was listening to you.
Because you were getting exposed online.
Oh yeah, I got distracted by that. Yeah, the shorter the question. Just because it feels less sincere, like they don't really care. It feels more like an attack sometimes than
That's
a
true.
genuine question.
I guess I get a little bit like,
I get
not necessarily annoyed,
sometimes.
but a little like, sometimes when people ask the Bulgarian thing, because like I said, sometimes it is like, why would you learn Bulgarian? Learn Russian instead.
Yeah.
And then it's like...
Yeah, I feel defensive. I don't really...
But like, if you genuinely want to know, like, I'm not annoyed.
Please don't be afraid to ask us questions that seem simple now. Or at least don't feel afraid to ask me. No, because I said that I'm the one that said I get annoyed.
Oh, I thought you were like, you're safe with me, her on the other hand.
Very last one was, do you feel like you have to post often so that you stay relevant?
Like I said, I feel bad when I don't post often. And I guess sort of I'm like, if I don't post often, I won't be relevant. But I think the real part of this is that I don't think I'm that relevant to begin with. I actually feel like I've only talked to a few people about this, but I actually feel like I peaked on YouTube in like 2017. I have gained the most subscribers in the time like since Polyglot Progress became just me. But I always feel like when it was like a duo, that was when it was a more relevant channel. And I feel like I am now irrelevant and I've slipped back and no one cares anymore.
He says that as I'm like sitting right here. Like, I was the one that was like, hey, you want to collab? I'm so irrelevant though.
Like, objectively, I guess that kind of can't be true because like I said, I've like
Numbers-wise?
doubled in that time and like people are more active and all of that. But truthfully, I feel like I'm less relevant now than I was several years ago, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm enjoying myself a lot more right now.
I don't think I've ever thought of like, am I relevant in the learning Korean community? I've never thought.
I never thought about it until recently, and I don't remember what it was that sparked it, but like...
What was the trigger?
I don't know, but I truthfully feel like I'm not relevant. I feel like I am not relevant.
You guys can't see her toes, but they just keep going like this as she's answering.
I'm being exposed. The expose continues.
It's not necessarily to stay relevant, but like, I feel like I can't take a break for like longer than 2 weeks. Or like a month would really stress me out. Like I've done it before, but right now my channel's growing at a rate where I feel like if I were to stop posting, it would not be good. Like in terms of growth. And the reason I care about growth is because I would like to do YouTube full time. So I feel like I would be self-sabotaging. I would be self-sabotaging myself, I guess, that way. Yeah. So it's like, it's not really about being relevant. It's just about like, I have a goal and I don't want to mess myself up. I've
had that before too, actually, and I don't even want to do YouTube full time and whatnot, but I've definitely had the feeling of like, I've posted super often and people are really liking the content I'm making and they're really engaged. I'm getting a lot of comments, or maybe I am getting a lot of new subscribers, and so it does feel like, I feel guiltier about not posting because I'm like, I've been doing so well and people have been so excited about the things I've been making, and now I'm tarnishing that and destroying my like,
I feel guilty
YouTube thing.
when one video does really well. Like, the most recent video, let's say, does really well. I get a lot of new subscribers, and I feel bad to be like, okay, no upload for 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, they just joined the party, though. Especially when I come back and people are like, where were you? We missed you. Or, like, you get messages, like, in DMs being like, are you okay?
I feel like I especially feel that because I did have to take a lot of, like, big hiatuses while I was in college. And I hated doing that every time. But, like, it had to happen because I had to prioritize school and work and things like that over YouTube. And also at the time, like, there were 2 of us, and so I had to keep in mind other people's schedules. And so like stressful. When one of us was too busy, usually just we wouldn't post at all, even though that like maybe the other one was okay. And like it's a lot easier now, and I think that's why videos are a lot more consistent now that it's just me. But like I definitely think that because I took so many long breaks, now if I even take a short break, I'm like, I don't want people to think that I'm disappearing forever.
My usual upload schedule is every other week, just because they take so long to make. And so if I skip one, it seems like I left or something, and then I get comments being like, oh, missed you, and then I feel extra bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
That's it.
That's the video, folks. Yeah, so we are doing the same video over on Natalia's channel. I don't remember. Can you do a card to someone else's channel?
You can.
Okay, so there will be a card to Natalia's channel right now, or it'll also be in the description. Yeah.
Come hang.
We're gonna answer more assumptions, and also Natalia will be back on this channel in like a month-ish. We're gonna do a Q&A/advice video, so you can also keep a lookout for that. I will see you next Wednesday. And remember, practice makes progress.